All right. So, hello. I am going to start bringing back stuff onto the YouTube channel. I've been doing so much on Facebook. I've been developing my Instagram. And so I just am really feeling the call to get back here on YouTube and do things that are fun and exciting and to help connect with more light workers like you. Okay, so if you caught my Instagram, I have all of those links, all my social media links in the comments. I also have all the decks that I'm going to be using. It's just three decks that I'm using today. But I've linked to them. I've linked to my social media, the Energetic Love Exchange. I have all of that in the video description. So please check that out. If you feel guided, somebody suggested I make a wish list for the channel, just different decks and books that I can use to support the wild-hearted feminine. So all of that's in the description. But I'm going to start doing weekly timeless pick-a-card readings. If you catch it on the week I filmed it, perfect. If not, they're going to be for you whenever you stumble upon them. So what I did last night was I posted on my Instagram 3 cards, 3 guides, and I'm going to actually use those same 3 guides. So if you follow me on Instagram, you got a little bit of a sneak peek because I also did the reveal of just the guides this morning, but this is going to be a full card reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit like, comment. It helps me. It helps expand the reach of the channel and of the work that I do for the wild-hearted feminine. Okay. So these cards, if you did pick up the guide work over on the Instagram, they're going to be the same ones. And it's actually on my Facebook too. It's the same guides. It's the same numbers. So if you've already done that, then just stick with that for now because they have an important message for you. If not, this is guide 1, guide 2, guide 3. So just drop into your heart space and go towards the card or the number, if you will, that resonates. That's really kind of calling to you, speaking to you, pulling you. Okay. And you can always, if you are joining me live, or if you're kind of catching the replay, go ahead and drop that in the comments. I love to know which cards and which goddesses or which guides you're being called to. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the first pile. So if you picked that first card, this reading is for you. So the guide that's approaching you right now is Saint Bridget. She's just got such beautiful, beautiful energy. But this is Our Lady of Exalted Light. And what I wrote, what I channeled last night from her is that she's really a reminder that even though you can't access everything that you typically would, I am filming this during social distancing and isolation, that you have everything you need to be successful, everything you need to make it through this challenging time. And like I said, this is a pick a card. So chances are if you selected this card and you catch it a couple months down the road, there's something you're going through that just feels so challenging, right? And so what she's a reminder of is that everything you need is within you. You don't have to look outside of yourself for answers or, go to the store and purchase a ton of stuff in order to accelerate your soul growth. Absolutely everything you have or everything you need is already there for you. All right, so really powerful energy coming through in that card because so frequently when we go through these rough times, we start to actively seek things outside of ourselves. And the other thing that I really liked is that right now you might actually focus a little bit more on everything that you have, and you might feel really trapped by it. And so she is offering you this invitation to start decluttering. Not just within your physical home, although if you are guided, she is saying go towards that, declutter, get rid of stuff, but also the patterns and the beliefs that are really keeping you limited, that are really making you feel like you don't have what it takes to make it through this little rough patch that you're going through. And then one other thing, that if you choose to go towards your physical space, if you choose to start decluttering that area, she is guiding you or calling you to perhaps consider setting up an altar. It doesn't have to be to Saint Bridget. It could be to whatever guide, angel, ascended master, goddess, whatever your higher power is called. You can go towards that, creating an altar in devotion to that energy. Okay, so next up, which it all just kind of happens like this. I don't know. I mean, it's just the magic of the cards. So a specific message for her. And I just pulled these cards, all of these cards, about 5 minutes before I did the pick a card launch. Okay. So what is your guidance for right now, today? Spruce up your nest. And I know these are mirror imaged. I'm working on getting a camera that has a swivel screen. So on the back of this card, it says, it's time for a little spring cleaning, and we are entering spring. So here we go, or we're kind of in spring, right? Your home is sacred and your surroundings matter. So you guys might be feeling a little boxed in by all of the stuff you have within your home. And St. Bridget is just saying it's time to declutter. It's time to move out of that energy of having a ton of stuff, because sometimes having a ton of stuff doesn't necessarily serve your higher mission. It can just feel like stuff, clutter, right? So honor where you recharge and fill it with beauty. Make space for giving things away or donating what you don't need. Your clutter could be somebody else's gold. And so thinking about what you have to offer others, what is kind of laying around you could really make use of right now. And then knowing that with that space, you're going to have so much to fill it with energetically is what I'm hearing. Plus, when we have less to process physically, we have more room to process things emotionally. And this also goes along with what St. Bridget was coming through with, which is that this is a rough time that you're finding yourself in to start digging into that deep emotional shadow work. A clear head and new room, great art. A clear head and new room for great art. Spruce up your fabulous nest. So you're going to create something out of this space, out of this emotion that's coming up for you. All right. And then we do have 4 tarot cards that I pulled for you guys. So what exactly is this energy going to help with? We have the 7 of air, and I'm going to go over each of these in detail. What St. Bridget wants you to know, we have 4 of water. So in traditional tarot, that's 4 of cups energy. Area of life that you're learning this lesson in is 2 of water. So I am picking up that there may be some separation, no contact, some romantic struggles, if you will, relationship struggles. And then the overall impact that this work is going to have on your life is the Knight of Water. So we have a lot of emotional energy going on within this reading. St. Bridget is approaching you. She to remind you that no matter what is happening in your life, you still are a bright light. You still are a light worker, and to continue to shine and to continue to really find the areas of life that are going well and shift your focus there. Okay. So what exactly are they helping with? What I'm picking up for you ladies is that you probably are going through this rough patch, and what's really devastating or what's really creating some struggle for you this week is that this is a total shift in your future, that you had this dream. It was the big picture goal, and something has happened. Again, I'm picking up relationship wise, whether it be, romantic partnership, or perhaps, the career trajectory you were on is kind of not going as planned. But this is really a time where your big picture needed to be shifted. And so the guides are coming through to offer that shift for you. They're kind of showing you your blind spots, or the spots that you're kind of neglecting, ignoring, avoiding. And that's what they're really doing. That's what they're helping you with right now. So, don't look at this as it's all gone to hell. They're asking that you just look at where you can pivot your energy. I'm actually hearing that it's time to call your energy back home to yourself. So you're probably wondering, oh my gosh, what's this other person doing? What's going to happen to my job? What's happening with my children? And you're being told, hey, it's time to think about you and focus on you and your healing and your growth. And that's going to happen as you dig into decluttering out, after you kind of invest some time and energy into your home and into your physical vessel. Okay. Right now, this is interesting. What they just offered is that it's just not the right time. So perhaps you started to feel like things were moving in the direction that you wanted and that you were really deeply desiring. And then, I don't know, something happened. So there was this big shift, and they're just saying it wasn't the right time. So again, and this has been coming through for some time, depending on when you watch this video, that nothing is set in stone and nothing is yet over. So just take this for what it is right now, this hardship, this struggle that you have going on in your life this week. Recognize that it just wasn't the right time, that divine timing is at play here, okay? And divine timing doesn't mean, years from now. It just means not right now. So shift your focus back on you, call it home. Good morning. Call it back home to you and just know that things are going to start getting better as a result of the work that you're going to do this week. Okay. And so what do they really want you to know? The Four of Water energy really notes missing an opportunity. Source is offering you, spirit, your guides, your angels are offering you something. And right now you're just in such a kind of dark and emotional. Okay. They clarified it's emotional. It's not necessarily a dark place. You are so overly emotional right now that you're losing sight of the big picture. And so you're kind of looking at it as, oh my gosh, all is lost. Why can't I have what I want? And they're just saying that's not what this is about. This is really, they just used the word purification. So they're kind of cleaning you up, getting you ready for those goals that you're manifesting and those things that you desire. So not a bad message. I think you're starting this week feeling a little down in the dumps, feeling a little hopeless and helpless. And they're just saying, let's shift that. Focus on what you can do. And they're saying, again, I know this is redundant, but they're saying, hey, focus on your home. Okay, so open up your eyes to the possibilities. Don't just look at the things that aren't going well. Look at what they're creating space for in your life. And that's going to happen as a result of this deep decluttering and cleansing that you're going through. So the area of light that you're learning it in, like I said, it's Two of Water, so Two of Cups energy. These are about relation. Two of Cups is relationships energy. It is that union energy. And so that's what we've been talking about. I feel like perhaps a relationship has not been progressing or perhaps has fallen apart, fallen away for a time, perhaps forever. But what I'm hearing is for a time. And this is the area, it was this thing, this relationship that had to be kind of, you had to take a step back or they had to help it take a step back so that you could do this deep inner work, so that you would start to see all of the opportunities, all of the options. It's not necessarily opportunities, it's also options. Okay, so the situation that you're in, the situation that you're really struggling with, it's not the only thing available to you. And have you considered what else is available to you? And if perhaps it is for your highest good to go in a different direction. Okay. And just know that there is a positive outcome to this situation. It might not be the outcome that you desire in this moment, but as you work through these energies this week, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And they're just saying, please continue to move forward. And then the overall impact, is the Knight of Water, which is one of the most romantic cards in tarot. And this is all about, falling in love, perhaps proposals, but this is a progression of love in your life or an increase of love in your life. And what I'm hearing is, one, it's going to start with a love for self and a deep, deep nourishing of your own energy. So not necessarily does it mean, if you're like, no, I haven't really broken up with anybody or I'm not feeling that, this time is really to get you to look at yourself and how to increase the love in your life, whether it be romantic, whether it be that connection to source and to the angels. But that's really what you're going to see happen over the next couple of days, right? Because this is a weekly reading. So whenever you catch it, give it about 7 days, cycle through these energies. But they did just say that you have to actually do the work. Okay. So don't just get the reading, create that action plan. And I'm a big one on that. Okay. So I don't think that we should just be getting readings, just watching YouTube reading after YouTube reading. Okay. So you now know, hey, St. Bridget approached me. It's now time for me to take a look at my physical space. A lot of people are doing this anyway, because we're entering spring, because we can't, many of us are stuck at home right now. So continue that journey and just know, for everything you throw out, for everything you organize, it's giving you mental clarity. It's going to help those emotions have a space to be processed. Okay. So that was pile 1. Let's go ahead and hop into pile 2. All right, so pile 2 is Bridget. I couldn't make it up when I flipped over the cards last night to do the reading for the Instagram post. I was really like, okay, Bridget is coming in very loud, very strong. Okay, so Bridget is the goddess of the eternal flame. And let me, I'm looking at my phone only to read up to you what came through last night. My memory isn't the greatest. But anyway, so Bridget is moving closer to you as a reminder that your connection with Source is always expanding and always growing. And she wants you to remember that, okay? Even in these moments where you're feeling like, God, are you there? I'm feeling maybe a little separated from Source. You are never separated from Source. And sometimes the angels step back to give you time to do the human things that you need to do, or to do the inner work of getting clear on what your heart is saying, okay? Because it's not just about connecting to the angels, it is about connecting to your higher self, to that highest expression of yourself. That is that bridge point between your physical form and the divine. Okay, and Bridget is the triple goddess of healing waters and fire. And so through this emotional outpouring that I think you're going through right now, you're going to create something. You're going to really birth something out into the world as a result of this emotional, outpouring and just feeling. And the guidance that came through, which I thought was so beautiful, is create without an end result, without a goal in mind. Just let yourself be intuitively guided, right? If you are an artist, you might experience kind of like the great work of your life. If you are somebody who, like me, is just, I love the process of creating, and what actually develops in front of me is never the vision that I had in my head. But just enjoy the process of creating. It's going to be very nurturing. It's going to be very healing for you at this time. And then what you need to know today. So immediate guidance, an immediate hit of guidance for you is confidence. And it says it takes courage to put your butt on the line and go for it. And the best way to strengthen your confidence is to put yourself out there. Who cares what other people think? Everybody starts somewhere, and don't worry about making mistakes. You can always course correct. But you'll never know or grow unless you try. And the more you do, the more confident and successful you'll become. When you shine, we are all inspired to do the same. And what you're really doing is stepping forward as a creative leader. You don't have to be a painter. You don't have to be a dancer or singer. That doesn't have to, your art form, what you create, does not have to be a traditional offering. But it's really about letting your soul lead the way, letting your heart lead, and know. So I'm feeling like you guys are going to get some clarity on your purpose this week and ways that you can move forward. Okay, so pour your heart into wherever it is that you are being guided to create something. For me, I'm a writer, and so typically I write with purpose, but when I let my soul lead, when I let my higher self just kind of pour the words through my hands onto the computer screen or into my journal, that's usually when I get the best stuff, or the most not just thoughtful stuff, but the most helpful content, or the most helpful guidance for not just myself, but for the women that I support. Okay. So create with confidence and put it out there. The world needs your light right now more than ever. The world needs your light. So what specifically are they helping with? We have the Queen of Water. Actually, let's go through all of the cards. So we have Queen of Water, we have Nine of Water, we have Ace of Earth, some new beginnings, and then we have Page of Air. Okay. So what are they helping with that Queen of Water energy? This is really about guiding you through the emotional process. So a lot of emotions coming up, not surprised given the women that I support, or the people that the souls I'm contracted with to guide through this spiritual awakening. But this is about relationships going to that next level. Okay, you have to trust your intuition. This is a part of your journey where perhaps you're not getting many answers from your guides. And they are offering that this creative endeavor that you embark on this week will give you that clarity, will allow you the opportunity to see things in a new way, in a way that is going to serve you, not just for the week, but for the next month is what they're offering. Okay. So that's where they're taking you. That is where you are being supported the most this week. Whatever relationships it is that you're kind of struggling with, for many, it's going to be that relationship with self. I attract a lot of that, comes up in almost every reading I do, but it's going to be deepened by this creative expression, whatever it is that you go through this week. So really exciting energy. Allow yourself to just sit with this idea of, what am I being called to create? What am I being asked to birth into this world? And how can I use it to really support this emotional process that I'm going through right now? Okay. So what do they want you to know? The 9 of Water. Okay. So what's happening for you guys right now? Again, I'm feeling like a deep emotional struggle for you. Things are coming up to the surface for you to purge a lot. I just heard karma. Okay, so karma has been served to some of you, and or things you're experiencing are a direct result of things that you might not necessarily remember or feel you deserve in this lifetime. And so this is from past lifetimes. So just breathe through that. Okay. There's light at the end of this tunnel as well. I've never had a dark reading, but I'm really picking up that energy for you guys. So, what you want, what they really want you to know, what they're going to, what they are offering to keep you moving through this week is that all of your wishes, that big desire is coming right to you. 9 of Water is wishes fulfilled. It's 9 of Cups in traditional tarot. And this is really about stepping into a love of your life, for your life, not the love of your life, not a person, but loving the human experience, loving the path that you are walking. And so that's what's coming to you as you work through some of this energy this week. Overall area of life, Ace of Earth. This is new beginning in regards to your abundance, in regards to all of the beauty and bounty that's coming your way. So just know that whatever new beginnings you have been offered, they are to increase your abundance. At times we feel like this isn't the new beginning that I desired. This isn't, where I saw my life going. And just know that this is the start of something new and beautiful for you. So yes, I feel like there have been some endings in your life. I'm not picking up specifics. It's going to be different for everybody that picked this pile, but that there is this kind of this shift is happening, and you're going to start getting, increase in income, increase in relationships of soul family. So soul family are being magnetized to you at this time. You might be thinking, but we're stuck at home. How does that even happen? Just trust that it's happening. Your purpose. This is the fullest way for you to really be in your light. So this isn't perhaps going to manifest as like a new business venture, or perhaps you're going to shift the work that you are currently doing into something more aligned with your higher calling. Okay. So beautiful reading for you guys. One more card. Sorry. Overall impact. We have Page of Air. So again, Page is the first in the Court card, and I do feel like this is symbolic of this new beginning where it's going to be a slow progression. You're going to get some information this week. You're going to get a lot of clarity offered to you from outside parties. It might come forward as like a delay in your plans, but just trust the process. Know that the reason for the delay is really so that everyone can receive what it is you are creating. But I do feel like it's going to, as emotional as you are right now, when you get this information, it could go two ways. One, if you've done the work, if you've gotten yourself grounded, you're going to receive the information and just kind of let it roll right off of you. Accept it for what it is. If you haven't done the grounding, if you're not doing the work, then what's going to happen is it's going to feel really destabilizing. So do your work, okay? Get yourself grounded, sit down, go outside, whatever it is you do to feel really anchored anchored to the work. So you anchor into your journey, anchor into your process, and this information that you do have coming up for you is going to come in a little easier this week. Okay, it's not going to feel as devastating. It's not going to be as defeating. All right, so pile 2, I do hope that that helped you. I forgot to do timestamps, so hold on, let me just do 2516 for pile 3. Okay, so pile 3, here we go. Your guide of the week is Catherine Laboire. Let me... Got too much going on. All right, we're going to have to work on this process. So Kathleen Laboire is really, coming forward because you are serving a lot lately. I feel like you're a light worker that has risen to the challenge, is really stepped forward and said, I know that I'm here for a higher purpose and I'm going to move heaven and hell to start seeing that through. And the guides are saying, that's beautiful. And they're celebrating that. And they're grateful for you to step into your role as healer and as messenger. Those are the two things that just came through, healer and messenger. Okay. But what they're showing me and what they showed me last night is that you are serving to the point where you are going to suffer burnout if you don't pull back a little bit of your energy. And so this is just a little reminder that you can't pour from an empty cup, that you really want to start taking care of yourself a little bit more. And I think the cards are going to have some guidance as to how you can start that process over the week. Okay, so we have Be a Natural Beauty. This is your guidance for right now, like how we get started in this moment. And this is really about cleaning up your self-care, making sure that you're using things that are very pure, very clean products, but also doing things in a very healthy way. One of the things, so someone who picked this pile, they're saying multiple people who would pick this pile. One of the things they're showing me is that when you work out, it's almost like you are like a no pain, no gain. And they're telling you to be just a little bit more mindful of that energy. Okay, so don't work your body out to the point where it can't get up in the morning, or don't work your body out to the point where you can't wash your own hair. They just really want you to have healthy strategies in place. So not overdoing it, not underdoing it. Starting to find that sweet spot is what they're offering. Okay. But the guidance on the back of this card is your entire body is precious. So choose personal care products that reflect your consciousness and commitment to self-love. Say no to toxins and yes to the healthiest ingredients possible. And ingredients, they just want me to kind of offer this little nugget of information. Ingredients is not limited to food, okay? Whatever it is that it's part of your daily, they're saying you need a daily self-care plan. Just kind of check in and make sure it is something that is healthy. We can kind of overindulge. For some people, they're saying, your self-care plan might be unwinding with a glass or two or bottle of wine. And they're asking you, they're inviting you to really think about, is that the healthiest thing for you right now or ever, is what they just said. All right. So just something to be mindful of. You deserve to look and feel great, and you are worth the effort. Be a natural beauty. So you're really stepping back into your full truth. You're really stepping into that part of you that is very natural. You don't have to work at it. That doesn't mean no makeup. It doesn't mean, whatever it is that they're kind of showing me a ton of different things. This is really about coming back to your true nature, to who you are on the most natural level, and taking care of yourself, have the 9 of air energy. We'll do the reveal of all of them, what they want you to know, renewal. So I just heard not only renewal, but resurrection. Okay. So we'll get into that area of life. We have the Queen of Air, and then overall impact, we have King of Water. Woo. All right, guys. So your angels are definitely trying to get through to you. And some of you are just so busy, constantly looking for guidance that you're not moving forward with guidance. Okay, so don't channel to the point where you're not making aligned steps forward. Make sure that when you get guidance, you actually have time to put it into action and to get results. What they're saying is some of you will get guidance, get a little whisper from your guide, and then you'll put something into motion, but because it doesn't manifest directly immediately, you're getting more guidance and putting more things out. You're sending mixed signals. Okay. Anchor, get strong, stay solid with the work that you're doing. Okay. So what are they helping with? They're really starting to change your perspective on things. Nine of Air is that self-made prison. Okay. Expecting the worst. It says self-fulfilling prophecies and sleepless nights. So whatever it is that you're going through, and depending on your diet, depending on what you're drinking and putting in your body, this will contribute to poor sleep. Okay. So they're really starting to shift your mindset. I feel like you're manifesting things that you don't want. And this is a common lesson for the wild-hearted, right? You're manifesting things you don't want because you're focused on what you don't want. You have to start to manifest in faith. You need to start to put out the vibrations of what you deeply yearn for within your heart. Okay. So just shifting your focus onto the things that you do desire, the things you do want to see, come and be present before you. All right. And they're showing you that you have at times resorted into like a negative Nelly mindset, or victim consciousness is what just popped through. Okay. And this is being done to bring you out of this. You guys have a lot of work to do this week, is what they just said. This is a great week for you to really do that deep dive into the inner work, into seeing where things kind of went by the wayside. Ooh, third eye pressure. A lot of you are mystics and intuitives. Everybody I read for tends to be, or at least they're on a spiritual path that is guiding them into that zone. Your third eye is blocked, or it's not getting the full vision, because it's like the beauty comes in, or you get this vision of the dream coming true, and then your ego shuts it down. Is like, who are you to get that? Who are you to be deserving of that? Okay. Just something to pay attention to. Like I said, like my third eye is like, they're showing me an eye, but like crusted over. They could have picked a better visual, but that's what they're showing me right now. Okay, so clear it up. 2020 is the year of clear vision. Every mystic is saying that. I'm not the only one. That's not like, oh, wow, that was, but that's what everybody is saying. And so really, your third eye vision is blocked, is not, you need to open it up a little bit through meditation. Okay, some of you are hitting the wine a little bit too hard in the evenings, and that's really hard to come back from each day. So I don't want to be preachy, but just monitor what you are consuming. Okay. So what do they really want you to know from this work is that resurrection, is that renewal. This is the 20 card in the major arcana. Okay, this is a big year for you. And so, and they're actually saying because it's such a big year, it's going to feel like every single week is a big week for you. And you're right, it is. You're going to be working through lessons rapid fire. This is an accelerated ascension right now for you, at least right now. They're saying next 7 months are going to be a struggle, if you allow it to be a struggle. Okay, check in with the readings, follow your intuition, follow your guidance. A lot of you are watching YouTube readings frequently, or you're getting readings frequently. Start moving with that guidance, start moving with the insight that you're getting, rather than just continuously getting readings in hope of alternative guidance. Okay. So they're really offering you this opportunity to evaluate. That's the word that just popped through. Evaluate, and really start to discern what it is that's occurring in your life, and finding the higher purpose for it. The area of life that you're learning this specific message in right now, or lesson, is your decision making. Queen of Air, she's the decision maker, the feminine decision maker. And you have to start letting go of things that don't serve you. You're kind of white knuckling certain things. I'm hearing you're being guided to a full change in your lifestyle, health-wise. Okay, there's a lot of health energy coming through. I don't tend to get a ton of readings, so if this is resonating, know that this is a big lesson for you. When you start to take control of your health, of your physical health, it's going to have serious ramifications for your emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Okay, they just use the word self-medicating, so take that for what as it resonates for you. Okay, but things are going to start being taken away. that just aren't aligned. They aren't for your highest good. And so you're going to see that fall away. We do have a full moon coming up, depending on when you are watching this, and just embrace that change as hard as it is. They're saying this is going to be hard. Okay, breathe through that. All right. And then the overall impact, King of Water. So you're going to create a life for yourself that you start trusting. You're going to develop relationships that you are more trusting in. You're going to trust yourself and trust source. The cap, so little s self and then big S self. Okay. But this is really an opportunity for you to open up your heart, because I feel like you've been living very small, and now is the time for you to really see what's available to you. But it's going to come, for some of you, you're going to feel like it's coming at a cost, but you are pouring yourself into certain habits and hobbies, and you're using your energy in ways that doesn't necessarily serve you. Okay. You're also going to be getting some very heartfelt guidance this week, whether it be from your own channeling, from your journaling, from a loved one, but somebody's going to extend themselves to you this week and help you through this rough patch that you are in. Okay. So kind of, I was just thinking, we've heard the word rough patch in all three readings, your level of rough patch, and just start to make the appropriate changes. But again, for overall impact, I do feel like you're going to get some guidance this week. They're saying for some of you, this was the guidance that you were going to get for the week. Okay. But yeah, that's what I have for you, pile 3. So I do hope that this was helpful in getting you going with the week's energies. Like I said, this is a timeless reading. So if you found this reading and it's months after when it was, recorded, just know that you're finding it in divine time. Receive whatever resonates. If there were parts of your pile that didn't resonate, allow it to just leave it at the door. Find peace with what does resonate. If you loved any of the decks that I used, like I said, I put them in the description below. I also put all of the links to follow me on social media, as well as if you wanted to contribute to the Energetic Love Exchange and make a love donation to the Energetic Exchange, you can do so there. There's a wish list for the channel if you feel called or if you feel guided. All right. Have a beautiful day, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.